Hi, namaste. It's Jackie. Today we're going to do a little yoga practice together. So to get yourself set up, if you have a yoga mat, and you can just lay that out on the floor, come into a room where you can have maybe 30, 45 minutes to be undisturbed, and you can turn off your devices, silence your phones and things, so you could just have a little bit of time for yourself. So take a moment to get settled. We're going to start seated. So if you are sitting on the floor, it's really helpful to raise your hips up on the floor. So when we're seated, it's helpful to try to get the knees even with the hips or below the hips. So if I sit on the floor, then my knees are kind of up in the air. It causes me to round in my back and sink. So if you just raise your hips up a little bit. I've got 2 blankets here. You could sit on a block or a cushion, something firm. And let's see if you can find a comfortable way to sit, and then you can just start to rock around in your seat. You're just noticing how that feels, particularly in the hips. And then you can rock both ways. Let's get a little movement there. And come to the center and just for a moment notice how you're sitting. So are you rounding your shoulders? Is your head forward? And if you are, can you draw your shoulders back? You think about lifting your chest, and even lift your head up a little bit so that the back of your head goes back. And you feel your shoulders stacked up over your hips. And then just to settle in, take an inhale and shrug your shoulders. And let out a nice sigh as you let the shoulders drop down. And just do that one more time. Big inhale. And then a good sigh. And then we're just going to lift the arms up and down a few times. We're going to try to think about our breath as we do this. So inhale through your nose and let your arms float up over your head. Feel that stretch. Exhale through your nose as your arms float down. Your eyes can soften down as well. So inhale through the nose. Let your arms reach up. Exhale through the nose. Let your eyes soften down, your hands soften down. So we're trying to get this idea of coordinating movement with breath. So as if the inhale lifts your hands up over your head, as if the exhale brings your hands down. A couple more like that, waking up the sides of the body. The in-breath, you lift. The exhale, we lower down. Let's do one more repetition. Inhale. And then down on the exhale. And then just notice if you still feel comfortable the way you're sitting, you could adjust your feet. And then we're going to do a movement where we're going to turn. So we're going to inhale the arms just to shoulder height. And on the exhale, let one hand cross over to the opposite knee. The other hand's going to touch behind your back and look over that shoulder. And then inhale, lift your arms shoulder height back to the center. We unwind. And then exhale through your nose, turn to the other side. One hand touches the leg, the other hand touches the floor behind. We'll do that a few times. So inhale, center, lift. Exhale, turn. One hand behind, peek over your shoulder. Inhale, center, lift. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center, and lift. This time we're going to hold one breath. So exhale to the side. And while you hold on the inhale, try to lift your chest. Let your spine get longer. And as you hold on the exhale, turn from your belly. And then inhale back to the center. Lift your arms out to the sides. Good. Exhale to the other side. And then again on the in-breath, stay and lift your chest. And on the exhale, try to pull your belly and turn. And then inhale back to the center, both arms out to the sides, and exhale both arms down. And then 3 more breaths, we'll lift the arms up over the head. So inhale, try to find a little pause right at the top of the in-breath, and down, exhale. And inhale, reach up. Down, exhale. One more time, big inhale, reach up. And down on the exhale. Notice your shoulders, notice your neck, and then you can just stretch your legs out. So if you uncross your legs, you can just get a little movement in your hips and your knees. And for the next part, we're going to come on to hands and knees. So on the mat, if you would like to pad your knees and you have a towel or a blanket, you can pad your knees with a blanket. It can be really helpful for the joints to just put a little padding there under the knees. And then come to the tabletop position. So your hands are underneath your shoulders, your hips are right over your knees. And then still trying to move with your breath, inhale, let the chest lift. And on the exhale, round your back a bit, fold back so that your elbows touch down, your hips sink back, and your head bows toward the floor. And then on your inhale, just come back up to tabletop and lift your chest. So exhale, navel draws in, elbows touch down, hips sink back. And then inhale, coming up to all fours. Again, exhale back, belly in. And this time as you rise up on the in-breath, pick up your right leg, stretch it back behind you. You could flex that foot, so reach through the heel as you lift your chest. And then exhale, put the knee down and fold back. Still breathing through the nose, no rushing. Inhale up, lift your left leg, flex the foot, lift your chest. Knee down, exhale, fold back. So this time we're going to do the right leg and we'll add the left arm. So lift your right leg and the opposite arm forward. Keep your eyes down though so your neck stays straight. And then take the exhale to come down, belly in, fold back smoothly. And then the in-breath, left leg, right arm. Little pause right at the top. And come on down, exhale. Let's do each side one more time. So right leg, left arm, inhale. Hold on the exhale. Hold on the inhale. Maybe you lift a little more. And then exhale down and fold back. And then we'll do the other side and we'll hold one breath. So inhale, left leg, right arm. So hold on the exhale. Pull your belly in. On the inhale, hold, get a little more length. And then exhale down, fold back. And then inhale up to all fours. And we're going to tuck the toes under. So spreading the fingers wide, tuck the toes under, push up to downward facing dog. Start out with a little bend in your knees. Push your hands into the floor and lift your hips up. And then you can gently pedal your legs, straightening them one at a time. See what you feel. Still breathing through the nose. And then inhale down to your knees. And on the exhale, sink back to child's pose. We're going to do a little sequence here. So inhale up to tabletop. Tuck the toes under again. Exhale, slowly push up to your dog pose. And we're going to repeat that a couple of times. So inhale down to your knees. Lift the chest. Exhale back to child's pose. Elbows touch, head bows down. Inhale up to all fours. Now tuck the toes and exhale to down dog. Do that again. Inhale to your knees. Exhale to child's pose. Inhale to your knees. And then exhale to downward dog. And then if you like, you can hold down dog again. So you could pedal out your legs. You could bend both knees and, again, lengthening through the spine. If you get tired, you can just put your knees down and rest. And then if you haven't already, come down to your knees and a few breaths in child's pose. So in this pose, we take the hips back and we rest the head either maybe on the hands stacked up. Maybe your forehead touches the floor, that's fine, but let your head rest on something so your neck has some support. And then you can woggle, let your hips sway. And notice your breath. And then push yourself back up onto your hands and knees. Take your right leg back and just put the toes of that foot on the floor. We're going to keep that foot on the floor. And then take the opposite arm, the left arm out to the side. And as you inhale, roll the chest open. And on the exhale, roll your arm halfway down again. Pull your belly in. Look down. And then inhale, roll open, and this exhale, hold here, pull your belly in. And as you inhale, try to sweep the raised arm over toward your head as you straighten the back leg more. And then exhale, take your hand back up, pull your belly in. And do that again. Inhale, arm towards your head. Exhale, come back up. Now hold in place on the inhale, open more. And on the exhale, take the raised arm down and out toward the front of your mat again. And then see if you can inhale, pick up the back foot and stay for a breath. Exhale. Inhale, get a little more length. And then exhale, your hand down, put your knee down, fold back. Should feel nice for your back after the little twist. And then inhale up to all fours. And do that again. Exhale back. And then when you come up on this inhale, lift your left leg. And again, we're just going to put the foot down, and we're going to keep that foot on the floor. And then you can take the opposite arm, the right arm out to the side, and when you inhale, roll your chest open. Exhale halfway down, pull your belly in. And again, inhale, open. Now hold on the exhale. And as you inhale, take the raised arm over beside your head and try to straighten that back leg more. And then exhale your arm back up and pull your belly in. Once more, on the inhale, trying to lengthen through the back heel and the fingertips. Exhale back up. So one more inhale, stay, and on the exhale, roll the chest down, take the arm forward, and on your inhale, lift the back toes, hold on the exhale, see if you can lengthen a little more on your inhale, and then come on down, put your hand down, maybe shaking out the wrists here feels good. Come on back down, and inhale up to all fours, exhale back, and again, a few breaths in child's pose. So you could be on your elbows here too, that's fine. A little swaying, maybe stacking up the fists so that you can rest your head. Anywhere you can support your head. Some people like widening the knees in this pose. For some people that's helpful. You can see what's good for you. And notice your breath. And then come on up to all fours, and we're going to then stand on our knees. So again, this padding under the knees could be helpful. You can do this same movement in standing. If you can't stand on your knees, you can do this standing. If you're able to tuck your toes under for this, do your toes under. And we're going to inhale and let the arms go out to the side and up, and look up and stretch again the sides of the body. And as you exhale, sweep your arms down, lower your eyes down, pull your belly in. So once more, inhale, a little lift of the chest, a little opening in the front of the body. And exhale, bring your arms down. The next time we're going to do it, we're going to add a little bow. So on the inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides and up. And on the exhale, pull your belly in, let your hands come behind you, stack your hands up on your low back, bow forward, maybe a little bit, maybe you touch the floor. And on the inhale, rise back up, sweep the hands back out to the side and up. So that same movement a couple of times. So exhale down. If you can't get back up with ease, don't go down so far. So inhale back up, sweep the arms out and up. Okay, we're going to do two more like that. Exhale down, any amount, pull your belly in. Inhale back up. And one more time. Try to go a little slower if you can. And inhale back up. And then exhale, put your hands down and pause. Move your shoulders. Okay, so for the next part, we're going to do a little movement in a low lunge. So again, padding for the knees here can be really helpful. So you could put your hands down and try to step your right foot forward, or you could just be up here on your knees and step the right foot forward. So what we're going to try is to make sure that the front knee is right over the heel. So as you shift forward a little bit into the lunge, if your knee is kind of sticking out over your toes like that, scoot your foot further forward, or don't bend your knee quite so much. So on the in-breath, we're going to come forward a little bit. We're going to try to lift the chest. And on the exhale, we're going to pull back and pull your belly in. So watch the big toe of your front foot. Try not to let the knee and the foot roll open. So push down that big toe. So inhale, we're lifting the chest. Exhale, the belly is drawing in. So this time we're going to add the arms. So let the chest lift, let the arms lift. And on the exhale, lower down, pull your belly in. So it's not like you're pushing a lot. We're just moving the hips forward and lifting the chest up. And then exhale, lower the arms, pull back. And this next one we're going to try to hold at the top. So inhale. And as you hold on the exhale, let your shoulders get soft. Let the elbows bend a tiny little bit. And as you inhale, lengthen back up. And again, exhale, belly draws in. Inhale. And then this exhale, you can bring your hands down and somehow get back to your hands and knees. So you can walk that foot out to the side. You can place your hands under your shoulders and then exhale back like we've been doing. And inhale to tabletop. So we'll do some symmetrical movement before we do that little asymmetrical lunge on the other side. This time exhale back and walk your hands out a little bit further forward, maybe even a little wider. And on the inhale, let your hips shift forward any amount. The knees are on the floor for this. Exhale back. Do this once more. Inhale. Sometimes we call this upward dog. So you can just watch your pets, your cats and dogs, and see what they do. And exhale back. Now come back up, and we're going to step the left foot forward. So you could do it from your hands and knees, or you can just stand up and let your left foot step forward. Again, we're going to let the left knee stack up over the heel. So for me, I kind of want to go a little deeper into the lunge, so I'm just going to inch that foot out a little bit further so I can keep my knee right over the heel. On the exhale, as we come back, we're pulling in the navel. And then just be mindful of the knee and that foot rolling open. So if you push down that big toe, it'll help. So a couple with your hands on your knee. Inhale forward, lift the chest. And then as you exhale back, pull the navel in. And again, inhale forward, lift the chest. Exhale back, pull the navel in. And now we'll add the arms. So you may find, inhale up, lift your arms. Looking at the floor or just the wall in front of you is helpful. Exhale, so that you maintain your balance. 2 more. Inhale. What are you noticing in this side? Exhale. So the front hip is one thing's happening. The back hip, something else is happening. So inhale. What do you notice in the 2 hips? Exhale. The next one we're going to hold at the top for just a couple of breaths. So inhale up. Hold on the exhale. Let the belly draw in and the shoulders soften a little. And as you hold on the inhale, try to lengthen back up. And again, exhale, belly in. Inhale, lengthen up. And this exhale, you can go ahead and bring your hands down and somehow come back to all fours. Sink your hips back like child's pose. Elbows touch, head bows. And then just inhale to tabletop, all fours. And as you go back this time, again, walk your hands out a little further forward and a little wider apart. And on the in-breath, we'll shift the hips forward. See how that feels. Exhale back. This time we're going to do that twice, 2 more times. So inhale forward, and sometimes called upward facing dog. So you watch your cats and dogs. Just do what they do. Exhale back. So one more time, if this movement feels okay for your back and your hips, you can come forward and even stay for just a little bit and let your hips rock a little bit. Try not to let your shoulders crunch up. Bending the elbows slightly can drop the shoulders down. And then pull back. And once more, a few breaths in child's pose. Again, you're welcome to be on your elbows for this. And just being aware of how you feel. And then push yourself up to tabletop again. Tuck your toes under. Push up to downward facing dog. Take a few pedaling breaths. And then we're just going to make our way up to standing from here. So once you've come up to standing, if you have padding there, you can clear it out of the way. And we're going to stand really tall on our feet. So like we did when we were standing on our knees, take an in-breath, let your arms go up, see how you feel. Exhale down. These are nice uplifting movements. Inhale your arms up. Good. Exhale down. And then we're going to do a few movements in the warrior two position. So in this position, we step the feet out a wide distance apart while facing the long edge of the mat. So depending on your legs, could be, wider than your shoulders. And some people will say like one leg's distance apart. So please turn the right foot out 90 degrees, so straight out. And the other foot, the left foot, you can just turn it in slightly so the heel moves away slightly. And then when we bend the knee, again, just like we did in the low lunge, we want that knee to be right over the heel. So if it wants to kind of jut out over your toes, either widen your feet or bend your knee less. And on the exhale, straighten the leg, touch your belly, get a sense of the belly drawing in. And in this inhale, as you bend the knee, sweep your arms out to the side. And as you exhale, we're going to straighten that right leg, lift the arms up, pull the belly in. And as you inhale, bend the knee, drop into the pose, look over your right shoulder. Do that 2 more. Exhale. And then inhale, drop into the pose. Looking over your shoulder if that feels okay for your neck. Exhale, lengthen up, pull the belly in. Inhale, drop into the pose and hold here. Exhale, soften the shoulders. Inhale, can the arms get longer? Exhale, can the shoulders soften a little bit? Inhale. Exhale. And one more inhale while you hold. On the exhale, let the arms float down, and then you can straighten your leg on the inhale and turn both feet forward again. So before we do the pose on the other side, we're going to do a little forward fold. So touch the sides of your hips with your hands. Take an in-breath. When you exhale, bend both knees and slide your hands down your legs, almost like a little squat. So you're going to bend the knees a lot, so you're coming down with a flat back. And then inhale back up again with a flat back. And we'll do that one more time. So exhale down. Inhale up. And then we'll turn the left foot out 90 degrees. The right foot's going to turn in slightly, or the heel moves away. And then just a test bend, you want that knee to come right over your heel. So if your knee wants to jut out over your toes, either bend your knee less or step the foot wider. It's not good for your ankle or your knee joint. We want them stacked up. When you exhale, straighten your front leg, pull the belly in. Good, so here we go. Inhale, bend the knee, let the arms float out. Now exhale, as you straighten the left leg, let the arms reach up, get long. And as you inhale and drop into the pose, long arms, look over your left fingertips. And then exhale, reach up, belly in. Inhale, dropping into the pose. Good. Do that again. Exhale. And inhale. One more up. Exhale, and then we're going to hold the pose. So bend the knee a comfortable amount as you inhale, and then hold on the exhale, pulling in the belly but letting the shoulders be soft. And when you inhale, think about your arms getting longer, but also your spine. Even your neck getting longer. Exhale, be soft. Inhale. And then exhale your hands down. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Turn the feet forward. And this time we're going to bow down like before. So inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, bow down. And then see if you can find the floor with your hands. And like the down dog pose, we're going to walk the hands forward. Try to keep your heels on the floor. You could bend the knees a little bit, and then you can kind of pedal out your legs in this position and see what you feel. So having the hands a little wider than the shoulders can give the shoulders and the neck a little bit of space. You could even let your head hang down for a little bit. And then you can walk your hands back in. And we're just simply going to come down to lie on the floor. So however you get down there is fine. You can just come to lie on your back now. Once you get onto your back, draw your knees up into your chest and move your feet. So make some circles with your ankles, both directions. And then move your knees. So if your knees are moving side to side, we want to get some massage in the low back. So you can either just rock your knees side to side, or you can make circles with your knees. Some movement that feels nice for your back after your standing poses. And then let your feet just come down to the floor. We're going to keep the knees bent and widen the feet to the edge of your mat if you're on a mat, or wider than your hips if you're just on the floor. And then begin the windshield wiper movement. So exhale the knees to one side, and inhale back up. And then exhale the knees to the other side. Inhale back up, and continue to repeat that movement, just seeing how smoothly you can coordinate the movement with your breath. So see if you can move slower and breathe slower. Try to continue to breathe through your nose, and if you like, you can turn the head in the opposite direction of your knees. So even closing the eyes here can be really helpful. So you want to breathe at your own pace, letting both the movement and the breath be slow and smooth. This is a really nice movement for the hips, but it's also a really nice way to start to really get the feeling of coordinating your movement with your breath. The next time your knees are at the top, you can pause. It may feel comfortable to keep your feet a little bit apart and let the knees touch. We're just going to let the legs rest. So wherever you position your feet so that your legs can rest is fine. And then inhale both arms up over your head. And as you exhale, bring your hands down by your sides. And you could, again, close your eyes and just coordinate your movement with your breath, almost as if the in-breath lifts your arms up over your head, and the exhale brings them down. So we get to slow down the movement, slow down the breath. The next time your hands come down by your sides, pause, and you can just wrap your hands around your shoulders and give yourself a hug, and sway side to side. As you're literally giving yourself a hug, you could pat yourself on the back and say some kind things. I'm happy to be with you. I'm so glad we got to spend this time together. And other silly things, but just say nice things to yourself instead of maybe some of those other things you say. Switch the way you're crossing your arms. Rock some more. And then bring your hands down. And so if you notice your hips and your legs, see if they're comfortable or if there's any little adjustment you could make there to get more comfortable. And then the same with your shoulders. So notice your shoulders, your neck. And then let your hands rest on your belly and let your eyes close. And let go of any effort to breathe any particular way. Just normal breath, moving in and out at whatever pace it moves. Notice where you feel the movement of your breath. You might notice that each breath is just slightly different than the one before it and the one after it. Just beginning to shift your energy so that we start to slow down as we move into the last pose, our relaxation pose, Shavasana. So some people will do this relaxation lying flat on the floor with the legs stretched out flat, and that's fine if it's comfortable for you. For many people, it's not that comfortable to lie flat. The back hurts or the hips are not comfortable. So if it's better for you to just have your knees bent, still with the feet wide, or you could put a pillow or a cushion under your knees, a rolled up blanket if you have one. See what's helpful for your back, and then you can keep your hands on your body. Maybe that feels nice. Or you could have your hands out by your sides with the palms facing up. This is a nice open position to rest. So take a few breaths to let yourself get situated where you can rest for 5, even 10 minutes here. Feel the support of the floor and all the things that you're touching with your body, and just letting go of all the effort. So with the last couple of breaths, we'll let out a little sigh. So wherever you are in your breath cycle, take a little deeper inhale. And then sigh. And once more, big inhale. And then through your mouth. So give yourself permission to rest 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You could also count 12 breaths. That's a good technique. And as you rest, I'll close with a little prayer, a little message. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be at ease. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. May we all be at ease. So again, you can continue to rest for another 5, 10 minutes, 12 breaths. Be well. Namaste. I'll see you next time.